Welcome to Fat Cloud TV, brought to you by Vaping. And this episode, we'll be going over how to wick a single coil. Okay, welcome to the up close portion of how to wick a single coil. I have the Joyetech Wick Primo box mod with the Psyclone mods Hadaly RDA. This is a single coil only RDA. This is the reason why I'm using it. Alright, so what build I have in here is a single Fused Clapton with, I think, Canthal, 26 gauge Canthal and 36 gauge Canthal on the outer. The resistance is 0.37 ohm. So I'm going to show you what I'm using. I always use the Coil Master scissors. That is included in the Coil Master DIY kit. Version 3, that is. Also have some ceramic tweezers. This is always good to have. If you rebuild your coils or anything like that, be sure to have a pair of these. This is essential. And I pre-cut a strip of Japanese organic cotton. So what I like to do, as in all of my wicking tutorials, is take out the outer layer here, like that. So I'm going to put that over there and peel off the other side. What you're doing here is peeling this off because the inner sections, the inner portion is much more fluffy, which is great for absorbing e-liquid. So just like my other wicking tutorials, like I said, I like to cut at an angle like here. And what that does is it makes it easier to insert the cotton into the coil and when you're rolling it as well. You don't have to do this. This is something I like to do. I started doing it when I first started rebuilding and it just stuck with me. Sometimes I don't do it, but a lot of times I do. This amount of cotton is for a 3mm diameter coil. Depending on the excuse me, the diameter coil will determine how much cotton you actually need to use. So I'm gonna go ahead, let me fix that. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert the cotton. So it's wicking a single coil RDA or a single coil in general. You want to keep the same kind of concepts in mind, aspects in mind, such as making sure the cotton is tight but not too tight so you can easily maneuver the cotton, but it takes some effort, so there's some resistance there. So right about there is pretty good, so I want to go back and forth until I find a nice spot. Also, you want to make the cotton fluffy. You can use your hands. You know, if you're using your hands, just make sure your hands are clean. You can also use a tweezer. You can use a cotton pick, anything really, to fluff out your cotton. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure how much cotton I need by kind of make an indentation right here. This will tell me how deep the juice well is, because you want the cotton to touch the juice well, but you don't want it to completely clog it. So right there is about where the juice, how much cotton I need for it to touch the juice well. So I'm going to do the same for this side. Easy. Most of the time I can eyeball it and tell because I've been doing this for some time now. So I just want to make sure the cotton is okay. And what I'll do, I'll take a tweezer and I'll go ahead and insert the cotton into the juice well. Now you just want it to lay there. You don't want to, like I said, clog it or stuff it down too much. So there you go. Just word of advice. When you're wicking any RDA, really, make sure there's no cotton underneath the coil. You want the airflow to travel all around the coil, especially throughout the bottom. This will make sure you have good flavor and just, you know, it'll just work better in my opinion. That's kind of like a general rule of thumb. So I'm going to put some juice on here and see how she vapes. Alright, so today's juice of choice is French Stewed by Vape Breakfast Classics. This is not a new flavor, but this is their new 120ml bottle size. If you're interested, links will be in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and just start priming the coil with some e-liquid. So what I like to do is every time I put some e-liquid, let me lower the wattage. It's at about 27 watts right now, which is pretty okay. So every time I drop e-liquid, I like to press the fire button, especially with a Clapton build. What it does, it draws the e-liquid into the coil. Because these fused Claptons and Claptons in general could really hold a ton of e-liquid. And plus, you want to make sure when you're ready to vape, it's saturated, and you don't want that cotton taste either. So this helps with that process. So I bumped it up 34 watts. Got some vapor production there. So now I got her 44 watts, and she's producing vapor. Good amount of vapor, really, for a single coil. Like I said, the resistance of this coil build came out to 0.37 ohm, and this is at 44 watts. So I'll take a vape, see how she performs here. Have the airflow wide open. Excellent. Let's see up top. Back from the up close portion, I have the Joyetech Vic Primo with the Psyclone mods Hadaly RDA. Vaping on some French Dude by Vape for its classics. If you haven't tried this out, be sure to give this a try. It's a pretty good breakfast flavor. Excellent flavor. And the flavor off of this RDA, even though single coil, is fantastic. Now, wicking a single coil RDA or a single coil in general is relatively the same as a dual coil. You kind of want to apply the same concepts where you don't want to block underneath the coil with cotton. You don't want too much cotton in there. You want the cotton to just come and touch the bottom of the juice well so it effectively absorbs the e-juice. Overall, single coil RDAs or single coils in general are coming back big time this year. We've seen a lot of single coil RTAs and RDAs come out recently. Some of the latest ones are the Vape GoVad, the DigiFlavor Pharaoh RTA. There's so many more single coil RTAs and RDAs, or atomizer in general, that are coming out, which I'm glad to see because you can still get great flavor and great vapor production out of them. And you won't be needing a ton of wattage because if it's only one coil in comparison with two. Sorry. So I'm going to turn the wattage with this just to show you. So this is a 0.37 ohm single fused Clapton, 26 gauge Canthal on the inner and 34 or 36 gauge Canthal on the outer. So at 47.5 watts, here we go. Keep in mind this is a flavor chasing RDA, but still you get plenty of vapor. The vapor is nice and warm. The flavor, oh my god, it's fantastic. It really brings out all the notes in French Dude. But just keep in mind with single coil RDAs or single coils in general, keep the same kind of method or aspects in mind when you're wicking them. You just want to make sure that the cotton is not too tight nor is it too loose. You just have enough resistance where you can move it around, but you don't want it easily sliding in and out the cotton. So I do hope this video helps you out with wicking a single coil. If you liked our video, feel free to give us a like. If you want to see more, give us a subscribe. And I'll see you next time on the next episode of Fat Cloud TV, brought to you by Vaping Cheap. And remember, keep it cloudy.
Getting